So today is maybe Caitlin Clark's biggest test as a pro, because like I know she has been facing some really good teams. I know she has been facing, like she faced the Sun, she faced the Liberty twice, but today she's facing the Seattle Storm for a second time. And the big thing about this one is there's no Fagbenle there. There's no Fagbenle. There's no Wheeler. And look, Wheeler has not been good this year. In fact, for the contract, she's been terrible. But still, she's better than Kelsey Mitchell. Before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to, we could actually hit 4,500 subscribers today. That would be absolutely insane if we could somehow manage to do that. Really appreciate all the support on the channel recently. But anyway, now let's get on to the video. Either way, coming into this game, they are not in a great shape. Like, they are 1-7 and facing a good Seattle Storm team, likely to be 1-8 when they face off against Angel Reese and the Sky. There is a chance, though, that the Sky are going to be 2-4. So, I mean, they've obviously played a lot less games, but still, the Sky may not have the best record in the world, but they could be 3-3. But being 1-8 at the start is not great. Being 1-9 is going to be even worse. And if this team wins 10 games, I would be shocked. I genuinely would be shocked if they win 10 games. But this has to be the biggest test for Caitlin Clark, because she can't hide. She can't hide today. Like, you've got Skylar Diggins, who's after having her best game in years, who looked like Skylar Diggins again against the Sky. You have Jewel Lloyd, who's one of the best guards in the entire league. She's got to match up to one of them. And like, Jewel Lloyd absolutely cooked the Fever the last time they played. Absolutely cooked them. And she's probably going to go and cook them again, considering how bad all of the Fever players' defense is. Like, look, as bad as Caitlin Clark is on defense, at least Caitlin Clark plays help side defense and gets in passing lanes. Kelsey Mitchell plays no defense whatsoever. And again, as I've said, Kelsey Mitchell, there has never been a shot that Kelsey Mitchell does not like. When she touches the ball, it's going up. Like, we might as well, like, we nickname Michael Porter Jr. Michael, the offense stops here, Porter Jr. We might as well call her Kelsey, the offense stops here, Mitchell. We might as well start calling her that. And then obviously without Fagbenle, a lot of the ability to run in a straight line. Like, Magbador is huge. But when they played against him the last time, Fagbenle was beating her up and down the court. And Alyssa Smith's got to step up big time in this game. But for Caitlin Clark, I will say, the sets that have been put in for Caitlin Clark in order to, like, avoid the blitz are actually all right. That double, that stagger screen play where, I think it was Fagbenle set the second screen, but basically it was whoever set the first screen dived, whoever set the second screen kind of went into either on the free throw line or the three for the pop. They got Alyssa Smith with a three off that. Aaliyah Boston had a couple of threes off that. Like, it actually, I like the set. I do like the set. The problem is that Caitlin Clark's more effective going left. She also passes better with her right hand. So it's tough to see what's more effective. I do think that in transition, you should always set a screen no matter what for Caitlin Clark going left. But I think this is going to be the big game. This is going to be a breakout game for Aaliyah Boston this year. I think this is where she had 17 and a half. Like, that's so impressive. She had 17 and a half yesterday. Like, I think Caitlin Clark had 14 and a half in the first half, but like 17 for Aaliyah Boston in the second half. Not yesterday, 2 days ago. Like, she's done really well. But this is Clark's biggest test because she's got to go get hers. She genuinely has got to get hers. Passing the ball, because you might be saying, oh, a lot of people are like, oh, it's unbelievable, these injuries. It means that Celeste Taylor has to play. Do you think Christy Sides is going to play Celeste Taylor? She's just going to play Wallace more minutes. She's going to play Wallace 35 minutes a game. Have her shoot 19% from three and shoot 2 air balls a game. Like, Wallace, Katie Lou are not great basketball players. Like, you're going to see Lexi Hull maybe a little bit, but like, and you may see Grace Berger a few more minutes, but like, they're not going to play Celeste Taylor, even though they really should. They really should, because you've got 2 of the better guards in the league. And you've got one of the best defensive guards. Well, one of the better defensive guards from the draft. But, nah, Christy Sides is Christy Sides. But if I'm Caitlin Clark, I'm chucking today. I'm chucking while those 2 injuries are there, because you're not winning. Like, without Fagbennelé, they may not win a game, and they're definitely not beating the Storm. Like, they're not beating the Storm. They may beat the Sky, but it's unlikely. I'm not sure they win a game. So if I'm Caitlin Clark, I am chucking. I am chucking. For the sake of the WNBA, I'm chucking. Because if you start trying to slow things down and pass and average 12 points a game, man, these fans are going to turn off. But if you go for 30 again, if you go for 35 again, heck, who cares if you lose? Twitter trolls are going to be like, lost. But you know what? You know what? Everyone was excited when Arika had 40 because she did it looking like Kyrie Irving. She's out here shooting 7 of 30 the next game and struggling. People don't really care. Like, people are going to look at the highlight clips. You can lose games. As long as the highlight clips are there, it's still going to be good for the league. And you know what? For me, Caitlin Clark has got to just be as aggressive as possible. The more she's scoring, the more frees up her passing. Is she going to turn the ball over 5+ times? Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably. Are the team going to lose the game? Yeah, probably. But I'm just saying, for all the people saying like, oh, Caitlin Clark's not helping their team win. This Indiana Fever team without Caitlin Clark might win 4 games. They genuinely might win 4 games. And I'm not joking. They are bad. Like, they are bad. But on a positive, Nalissa Smith has to play. So she has to figure it out. Like, Nalissa Smith, she doesn't fit as well with Fagbennelé. Fagbennelé has been one of the more important, like the second most important player of this team so far this year. But they've got to figure it out. Nalissa Smith and Boston have to play big minutes. So it's got to be figured out. They got to figure out how to work with Clark. I don't think, like, bring Kelsey Mitchell off the bench. Just do something. Just do something to get Kelsey Mitchell out of that lineup. Like, because Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark do not play well with each other because, well, every single time Kelsey Mitchell touches the ball, she shoots. And whenever they play Caitlin Clark off the ball, it's not often that she gets it from a pass. Like, look, I'd start Wheeler because Wheeler will at least pass the ball sometimes. She's not Kelsey Porter Jr., but it's going to be a tough test. I can't see how the Fever win this game. I really can't. But if they can win this game or even be close to winning this game, you're looking and you're like, all right, maybe something's going to be there. And it mightn't be there this year. Again, the Las Vegas Aces sucked year on year for a while. They sucked. They genuinely sucked. But then they came good, and they came good quick. Age Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Jackie Young are three of the best players in the league. And then you've got Chelsea Gray also coming back from injury. I know they had Candace Parker last year and Liz Cambage a couple of years back. But, like, it all clicked for them. And maybe eventually it will click. Like, I don't know who they end up sticking with, whether it's Boston, whether it's Nalissa Smith, whether they just say, screw it, let's get a king's ransom for Caitlin Clark and get rid of her. But the Indiana Fever are 2 years away from being competent. And I don't mean like 2 years away from competing for title. They're 2 years away from being a competent basketball team. So it's all just about figuring things out. And look, if Caitlin Clark goes and has a historically great rookie year stats-wise and they win 6 games, at the end of the day, no one has ever given rookie of the year to anyone based on team record. And it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. She's in a horrible situation. And look, is Caitlin Clark doesn't she have flaws to her game? Yeah, she definitely does. Her decision making is iffy at times. Her defense on ball is horrendous. Everything other than like steals and blocks, she's terrible defensively. But at the end of the day, though, she's not been put in a situation to succeed. And to be honest, neither have anyone in her team because of, honestly, as far as roster construction and coaching, I would say both of them bordering on incompetent. And I don't even know I said bordering on incompetent. Incompetent is what word I would use to describe both of those.